Well, that's another little adventure done and dusted. I think back to the images I got on this trip and I'm absolutely stoked with what I got. You'll see them in the video shortly. Now, before we get into the content of this trip, I just want to send a big thanks out to all those that have helped me, supported me, and just generally sent a little bit of love towards the YouTube channel. Now, massive thanks goes out to Gary Goff from the UK. It was about a month ago he mentioned my channel on his vlog. Now, as such, I had a massive influx of new subscribers and a lot of positive comments and feedback from his subscribers having a look at my channel. So for that, Gary, I just want to say a massive thanks, mate. That's greatly appreciated. Now, if you haven't checked out his vlogs yet, feel free to look him up, just Gary Goff. He's located in the UK, so just jump on over and have a look at his channel. Now, also I want to send a big thanks out to Brett from photosharp.com.au. Now, I use Brett for all my Nissi filter needs, so if you need any Nissi filters or any tripods, feel free to jump onto the website. That's photosharp.com.au. So that's enough of me babbling. Let's get into this trip, guys. Just heading down the coast to the Gippsland Way to Cape Liptrap. There's a nice lighthouse down there, so see how we go with some images. Alright, before we head down to the Cape Liptrap Lighthouse this afternoon, just doing a quick bit of research online on the Skippy Sky website just to see how the cloud cover's looking. Now at the moment outside it's not looking all that great. It's very grey overhead, a lot of middle cloud cover all the way to the horizon, which isn't favourable for a lot of cover tonight. However, looking at the Skippy Sky website, if you have a look at 7 o'clock tonight, this is where I'll be located tonight, Cape Liptrap. Now if we have a look at the low cloud cover, that's northwest from where I'll be, which is fine, as the sun will be setting slightly south of due west, so that's working perfect. There's a perfect amount of middle cloud. My hope is that the horizon will be clear, the sun will come up and light that middle cloud up beautifully. There's absolutely no high cloud, so can't look into that. Hopefully the middle cloud hangs around beautifully around that time, and we should be spot on for a nice bit of colour. Can only cross our fingers. Well, here we are at the Cape Liptrap Lighthouse. It's blowing a gale. I'm taking refuge behind some coastal bushes now because it is windy here. This is going to make photos very difficult. Problem is a lot of the cloud cover's now blowing away to almost blue skies, which is a little bit on the boring side for what I was after. So I'm just hoping that the wind can bring a little bit more cloud cover, and with the speed of the wind at the moment and the speed the cloud's moving, I might have to drop a couple ND filters in and get a long exposure happening. So that's about all I can think of at the moment. Other than that, we've got an hour and a half until sunset, so just hang around and see if there's any colour that shows. Well, after a little explore around, I think I found the first composition I'm going for. Now what I've done is I've come off the main path, just followed a little goat trail just around the ridge line that comes around the opposite side of the little inlet where the lighthouse is. Now thankfully we're sheltered here because it's the wind's blowing from the west, which makes life a lot easier when I'm doing long exposures, so the camera's definitely still instead of getting that little bit of wind wobble and resulting in a soft image. So what I've set up is I'm just running the exposure now. I'm going for a 4-minute exposure, just running a 3-stop soft edge grad ND to keep the highlights of the sky in check, and running a 10-stop neutral density filter, all Nissi filters. Absolutely love the Nissi filter system. Now 4-minute exposure, that's at f16 ISO 50, and yeah, I'm just waiting for the exposure to finish.
Alrighty, the exposure's just finished. Let's have a look here and see how that's gone. Only just made it with 4 minutes. It's suffering a bit of vignetting. That's probably from using the polarizer as well. But there are no highlight blowouts. I'll just check the histogram. It's leaning towards the left side of the histogram instead of the right. But there's no highlight blowouts and there's no shadow dropouts. So that actually, I like that composition. I've got a feeling that'll look... See, I originally shot this thinking to crop it down to a panoramic, but I quite like that in the current format. Oh, yeah, that's nice. That's really nice. Well, I did just take a second exposure. Well, I should say a third exposure. First one, remember to close the eyepiece cover. Forgot to do it and it ruined the exposure. There was just a bit more cloud coming over on the second one, so thought it was worth getting another, and it's come out great as well. Now, it's about 40 minutes off sunset, so what I'm going to do is time to find another composition. There's a fair bit of mid-high cloud coming in, so what I want to do is I want to get back over the lighthouse, all the way over there, and see if I can find a composition that's going to include a bit of this cloud light, because at the moment I'm pointing complete opposite direction. So I'm just going to pack up and get on moving. Wow, the wind has really picked up now. I was just having a look around the lighthouse. I was about to climb down over the railing and get a shot from down lower on the cliff, but these storm clouds just came over and they're looking absolutely stunning with the sun poking out behind them and giving off a few rays and stuff. So I found a composition here that includes the lighthouse in the left third, the storm in the right third, and I've got this lead using the rail fence in the foreground as a leading line. I apologise for any wind noise, it's really, really blowing here. So what I'm running is I'm running the CPL just to bring the sky in check on the left-hand side above the lighthouse, and I'm running a 3-stop graduated neutral density just to keep the sun's rays in check. Now, I said I'd never bracket again, but I have to in this case because I want to retain as much detail as possible in those clouds, which are blown out by the sun's rays. So I'm just going to get the 5 exposures now and see if I can get this working. What I'm going to do is, before I lose the very last colour of pink in the sky, I'm going to get a shot from... I'm probably just going to have to jump over this platform just a little bit to get a shot of the cliffs and the stormy sky in the background. This looks absolutely stunning, guys. Oh, it looks like it's going to pass us, thankfully. I don't really want to get wet, but I'm just going to set up over there and see how we go. Alright, well, I'm all set up here. Again, blowing a gale here because I'm just copping the full front of this wind. So I've had to use my filters again. I've had to use a 3-stop graduated neutral density to keep this sky behind the clouds in check. Everything else is looking spot on. Now I've had to run about a 1.5 second exposure thereabouts, just because it's getting quite dark now and I don't want to go above ISO 400. Ooh. That looks nice, guys. That looks really nice. As I've run this exposure, we're getting lightning strikes over the other side with the storm front. I was planning on going back around where I did the long exposure from earlier and getting a shot of the lighthouse while it's lit up, but I've got a feeling I might do a bit of storm chasing. I'm getting out of here, it's way too windy. That is a seriously dark storm cloud right there. Just seen quite a handful of strikes. It's looking fantastic, so I'm just going to see if I can find something of interest for a foreground subject and see if I can get set up for some shots. What an absolutely awesome end to the evening, guys. Just watching the storm roll in and bringing with it probably one strike of lightning every minute. It was fantastic. I had a great plan as soon as I left the lighthouse. On the way down there, I went through a wind turbine farm. Great intentions of getting the lightning strike behind it. I've raced here. By the time I've got here, the wind's picked up. I don't know if you can hear that. And it's actually heavily raining now. I did try and get a shot or two. I was holding an umbrella, forcefully holding it with two hands, just to keep the water off the lens. Not sure if it's worked out or not. Won't find out until later. But yeah, can't wait to see if it did. Well, with the weather that's come in, it's time to head home, I think.